I'm absolutely delighted to welcome to the show a fantastic comic, all the way from Ireland or America, depending on what way you look at it, the great Des Bishop. I want to dub this interview Trading Places because Des, to give you a bit of background, is an American comedian who's massively successful in Ireland. And I'm an Irish comedian who's a massive shithead in America.
Yeah, you're doing well, Conor. Come on. Listen, you know how I know you're doing well? Sometimes I'll be playing golf, and then one of the guys I'm playing golf with over here will be like, have you seen this Irish guy who's doing the thing? And I'll be like, yeah, that's Conor Moore. He's one of our own. You know, it's a pride in the Jersey kind.
Cheers, Des. I got to ask you a question. How did you end up in Ireland?
Backstory to how I ended up in Ireland was when I was 14, I flunked out of St. Francis Prep in Fresh Meadows, Queens. I mean, the joke I say in my show is that I got kicked out of school when I was 14 because I had a problem with alcohol. So my parents had this ingenious idea to send me to Ireland to go to boarding school, which it's not 100% true, but it gets a good laugh, particularly in the States.
Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Exactly. I mean, I did have a problem with alcohol, but that wasn't why I got kicked out of school. Actually, years later, my mother said that she thought that I was going to be an alcoholic, and she thought it would be better if I went through the pain of it in Ireland, that I would be safer in Ireland. She wanted me to grow up without the stigma of being an alcoholic. So she sent me to Ireland where I could just be a human, like a normal guy.
Well, you fit in right there in Ireland.
Yeah, so I went to boarding school in Ireland. I wasn't meant to stay, but then college was cheap. I stayed for college. And then when I was in college, I started doing comedy.
Yeah, because the very first time I came across you, now this is years ago, I'm sitting at home and it came up on the television one night where you did a sketch on the immersion.
The amount of messages I get from people on Instagram being like, hey man, your comedy's really funny, but what is the immersion?
Can you explain to people what the immersion is?
Okay, so in Ireland, water heating systems are, certainly when I moved to Ireland in 1990, the water heating systems were not as developed as an American water heating system. So to have a shower in Ireland, in a lot of houses, particularly back in the day, you had to heat the water in advance. So think of an electric kettle and then, times that by 50. So it's a massive electric kettle that heats the water, but it takes like a half an hour. Well, maybe 15 minutes for like a quick shower. It's probably the most expensive item in the house in terms of electricity use.
I grew up in a house and it was like, yeah, you've left the immersion on! And everyone in the house was just petrified to leave the immersion on. That's what was so amazing kind of about your success in Ireland, was that like you kind of came over and you were taking the piss out of us and we loved it.
Irish people are unique, like there's just something in the air there's something in the people that's so naturally friendly. And, guys, like when I'm playing golf, guys make fun of me because I have a lot of Irish expressions. Like if you thin it, would you say you boned it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say that too, because that's Irish golf, right?
Yeah.
Say I boned it, but the guys think that's hilarious when I'm playing over here. They're like, what do you mean you boned it?
What's your handicap?
Well, my American, let's talk about handicaps, bro.
Oh, I can talk about handicaps.
My American handicap.
It's like and you're like 28 in Ireland.
I think it's 7.9 right now, or 7.8. But my Irish handicap, I'm a 14. I just want to point out that my Irish handicap is an absolute 100% true representation of my golfing ability, whereas my American handicap is a 100% true representation of people's guessing of what I would have got on a hole, because we're in such a rush to get to the next tee that it'll just be like, yeah, pick it up. In Ireland, that is sacrilege.
I'm the same. Like when I'm in Ireland, nobody gives you anything. There's no such thing as a gimme. Like you just finish out the hole, and if you miss it from there, you've missed it, and now it's not 5, it's a 6 or whatever. There's no breakfast balls after dinner snack.
Oh, breakfast balls. Don't start me on breakfast balls.
I didn't know what they were until I got over here.
What's your American index?
It's 16.1.
We gotta get your handicap down, bro.
I know I will.
You can't be making fun of all these golfers and be a 16. This is just, you can't be doing that.
It's a disgrace. It actually is.
It's absolutely a disgrace. I mean, if I was any of these golfers, any of these guys that you're making fun of, I'd be like, excuse me, are you a 16? Never do my voice again. I can't believe Tiger Woods actually did a commercial with you. You're a 16. Who do you think you are?
He actually asked me what my handicap was. At the time, it was like 20. I was like, playoff 20. He was like, God. That is great, man. Thanks a million. And thanks.
Oh, thanks, bro. And listen, well, I really am delighted with your success, and I'm glad to see that it's gone international. Fair play to you.
Thanks a million.
Thank you, man.
Legend.
Thanks.
Thank you
Chat to
so
you
much.
soon.